Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Wellness Blueprints. I'm Jess Milner. I'm so glad that you're here to nourish your roots with me. So, today I want to talk about knowing your body because let's say you know your body even if you forgot. And of course, I'm talking about, more of your inner wisdom, what you truly need underneath, but this does manifest into a physical way as well. So, uh, you know, so this is something that I absolutely love to talk about, and I've touched on things with this before, but here we go. So, the first thing I want to talk about is how much your body actually keeps score. Okay. Like if your eyes open, you are recording. And this happens on a physical level as well. We have like memory, muscle memory and things like that. So, things going on with your physical body. Will also mirror things and give you kind of like a memory, but you also have a memory of everything that's going on while you're alive and everything around you. And it's not like a conscious thing, you're not like sitting here taking notes, but your subconscious is. So you have things in there. So now, like you go, let's say, like you go to the doctor and you have this gut feeling that something is off. You're not feeling right. You're not feeling the way that you used to. And your doctor's like, oh, well, the labs are everything looks fine. So I think it's all just totally fine. Do you want an antidepressant? Do you want this, that, or the other thing, And you're sitting there like, okay, but they're telling me I'm fine, but I don't think that I am fine, And that is, there's a piece of you on the inside that knows that there's something that's different going on in there. And let me tell you, I mean, I'm of course in some different Facebook groups and stuff on for perimenopausal women and stuff like that. And some of the stuff that even female doctors in this age range say to women when they come to them and say, listen, I'm still cycling, but I have all of these things going on. I'm getting hot flashes and my hip hurts and my joints are all bothering me. And, I'm gaining weight and my emotion, and they have all of these very valid concerns. And this like late 40s, early 50s woman doctor is looking them square in the face and saying, oh no, it's nothing. You're not menopausal until you haven't had a cycle for an entire year, and we're not going to do anything. And that's all just in your head and aging. And it's like, ma'am, stop lying. You're going to sit there and tell me you went through your late 30s all the way into your 50s and you didn't feel any of the stuff that this person's just telling you? Honestly, maybe those doctors just have no sense of listening to their inner wisdom whatsoever, because there is no way your body was not giving you signals. There is absolutely no way. So either they're doing HRT themselves and they're not telling you. I mean, some of the stuff is so gaslighting and ridiculous. You know your body. Okay. And energy work can help us remember when we've started to forget some of the things that are going, help us remember who we truly are and help us to reconcile any kind of limiting beliefs that could be contributing on a physical level. But, just ignore all of these external shoulds, because your internal knowing is so much better. You don't need to necessarily go with like the newest supplement or things like that. There's always like something, right? Something new where everybody's jumping on the bandwagon, like this new supplement, it's for women in this area, blah, 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 and this is going to be great, and blah, 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 blah. And you know what? Some of them are great. I'm not knocking them. I mean, maybe not all of them, but there are some that are actually really, really awesome. But the thing is, they're not going to be for everyone, because every body is different and your needs right now are different than another time. So you're not going to see me like promoting something like crazy saying everybody needs this, because every body does not need that at every single given time, So the thing is, like, there have been times when, yes, I've jumped on those bandwagons and ordered some supplements because I've muscle tested them and I'm looking at them and I search deeply and go, okay, is this something that's going to be good for me, or for my clients, or for my family member who I'm thinking to get it for, But the thing is, it's not going to be good for everyone. So, there's a standard process supplement called Arginex, and I absolutely love Arginex. It's a great kidney support. It's a kidney drainage. So I've had lots of success with it, with anybody who has any kind of issues. And there's a whole myriad of different things that can go on that might have somebody test for something like that. It's a great supplement. I absolutely love it. But I'm not going to recommend that somebody buy it if they don't have a need for it, if they're not testing for it, if it's not something that they need. Will it hurt them if they take it, if they don't need it? No, it's made out of food. It's not going to hurt them in the least. But why should they waste their money on it if it's not something that they need? So that's literally true for everything. So, sometimes whatever it is that's out there might be great for you, and other times it's not. And it's okay to just use your internal wisdom to just go, I don't think that's one's going to be for me, or look into it. Maybe you do feel drawn to it. You don't have to jump right onto everything. It's not like, oh, you should do this, you should do that. You should do what feels right for your body. So of all of the advice that I give, maybe there are a few things that you're like, nah, Jess, I don't think that's for me. That's okay. It doesn't have to be. But I give all of the different avenues of advice so that everybody can decide for themselves which one's going to be best. Because if I only said, oh, you're just going to do these things right here that I did because they worked for me, well, that's not really going to help everybody because I know my body, I know what my body needed, but your body's going to be different. So I just tell you to do exactly what I did all the time. It might work for some, but it's not going to work for everybody, right? So that's just not helpful. So we want to be aligned with whatever kind of protocol, whatever kind of thing that we are doing to help our journey, okay? And your journey is going to be yours. It's not going to look like anyone else's. Sure, you might be talking with somebody and go, "Oh my gosh, it sounds like, you just told me your story and I could have said the exact same thing." Like and that happens a lot. And that's okay. That's awesome. When you can relate with somebody else and you're feeling validated, you guys get to have a conversation. But somewhere deep in there, things are different. There's something different about everybody's story. Your journey is going to be different than hers or mine or anybody else's. So, keep that in mind. It doesn't have to look exactly the same. And there's nothing wrong with you if you have things happen faster or more slowly than other people. Okay. So, getting into the energy work aspect of it, of course, the trapped emotions, things like, energetic, emotional blockage, they really kind of block our vision of what our true essence is, make us really lose the ability to hear our inner wisdom. So, emotion code and body code can really help with things like that to move some things out of the way. It is rather surface level, but that's okay because sometimes we need a gentle reminder to kind of like get our juices flowing and kind of dig in a little bit deeper. It's a gentle guidance to get you to kind of, think in this different new way about the internal composition of you. Okay. So I remember I've mentioned things like this before, but I remember listening to Dr. Bruce Lipton, and he was talking about, like for example, because we have like limiting beliefs. We talk about things like this all the time, wanting to reconcile limiting beliefs. So, like he's talking about like, okay, like I said, when your eyes are open, you're recording. If you're here, you're recording, so, you're holding baby. And let's say, like this baby, something went wrong, early on, baby was very first born and spent some time in the NICU or something like that, but baby is now home. But the doctors are like, oh, like there was this sickness, there's this thing going on, whatever. So people are like, oh, wow, what a beautiful baby. Oh, yes, it's a beautiful baby here, but, the baby's very sick. Baby, the doctor says, it's very sickly and there's this going on, that going on, very, 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 very sick. So, this baby is just like downloading this, like, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. And like, did the parents mean to do that? Absolutely not. They're just like, share it. They have things going on and they're sharing about it, like that's, nothing was intentional there. But, then there's this belief there, right? So, I've seen things in emotion code, body code specifically, where, like somebody's like, I just can't get over this cold. Like I've got this and this and that. Everything's fine, but like, I can't get past this and everything, and so we'll go in and dig in there and find this allergy to the idea of being well, and this, so this is like, just an example. I mean, like, as I have had more than one client have allergy to the idea of being well or something in the same, department as that, basically not believing that they deserved to get better, like we're not, like we're sick, we're going to stay sick. But, it's a good example that, like if you're something like that, if you have this belief that's in there. So, it can be sort of like projected onto a baby. And then, of course, these things are learned as we come into a little bit of consciousness and understanding. And then we misunderstand something, as any child would, right? So sometimes, we feel like, again, with that external, it's like, oh, well, if you have a limiting belief, then you need to stop believing that way. So sometimes people tell you, oh, well, get a mantra, like, I am well, I deserve to be well, like, or, like write all this stuff down, do this, that, the other thing. And I mean, those things can be helpful, but they're not actually going to reconcile anything. So doing some of the emotion code, body code work will actually help to move some of that energy so that you can prepare to dig a little bit deeper and actually reconcile the limiting belief. If you are still like in some sort of a pattern with something like that, or a pattern with your health, it's not your fault. It's like, well, I didn't believe enough that I was going to get better. No, 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 no. That's not, it's never anything like that. We don't want to place blame on anything. But if we see a pattern, we are just aware of it. We go, there's a pattern there. That's going to be your first step. Okay. But, so working with, emotion code, body code, and quantum frequency blueprint, because that encompasses both and goes through your energy centers, really just gets your juices flowing, it gets your mind twirling so that you can go, okay, what is there inside? What else can I dig into to understand myself better? So, you want to understand yourself from, that internal wisdom way, but that's going to reflect in your body as well, because we want to listen to all of our body's whispers, right? We all have this innate intelligence, with like little like breath into your life, right? That's our force of life. So, you don't need external validation. If you feel that you have reconciled this and that, you have this gut feeling and you're going to keep on looking and digging and find the practitioner that's going to listen to you. And make you feel aligned. Because that's the thing. If we're still digging, if we're still looking, if our intuition is like, no, something's off, it's because we're not aligned. And our physical and our spiritual and mental health all need to be aligned. And, so that, you don't need external validation for that. It's something, it's a clarity that you're just going to know. You're going to, you know what? I feel at home right now. I feel like this is the best path for me right now. Okay. So keep following that gut, that intuition, okay? Keep following that feeling, because we all have this like internal essence, not your personality. It's like this who you are deep down underneath, not like, oh, I'm Jess, I'm studying to be a doctor and I'm a nutritionist and I'm a quantum energy worker. That's not your essence. These are great things, but that's not your true essence, far down underneath it there. And that essence knows what you need. From a spiritual level, of course, when you have that spiritual nutrition, it's going to filter out and manifest into your physical health as well. So, don't outsource your body's wisdom, okay? Because that's your body's wisdom. Don't outsource it. And certainly don't outsource it to a doctor who sees you for 4 minutes and like 3 out of those 4 minutes, they're staring at a screen, asking you questions you've already answered to the nurse already, okay? Don't give up your body's wisdom to somebody who does not know you and does not care to know you and is not trying to help you understand yourself better so that you can advocate for yourself. All right, guys. So the journey is yours. So make it yours and don't let anybody else tell you how it should be, because you're going to know and you're going to feel aligned when it actually is the way that it's supposed to be. And any kind of help you need with that, I got you. Emotion code, body code, quantum frequency blueprint. You want me to read your labs? Oh yeah, do all of that. Because when that doctor I mentioned earlier, oh, your labs are all fine. Do you want like an antidepressant? Oh, honey, your labs are not fine. I will find those things in there that will show exactly why you're feeling the way that you're feeling. And it's going to perfectly align with your energy as well, because your energy centers absolutely align, because it's the blueprints to the physical. So if you would like a freebie, I would like to offer you my quantum path to wellness. You can go to go.deeprootedwellnessid.com/quantum path and go ahead and download that for free and enjoy. Go ahead and subscribe, leave me a great review, and share this episode with your friends. Remember, you know your body, even if you tend to forget, even if you forgot what's truly going on underneath it there, you do know your body. And if you need help remembering, I'm your girl, I'm here, and I can't wait to help you remember. Have a great, great, great rest of your day. I hope you're enjoying your summer. Bye for now.